Thank you. This is Monty once again from DPL Surveillance Equipment. We're a full-service surveillance and security equipment company. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. I thought you was going to applaud for a second there. And we have the largest video library, bar none, in addition to 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. You guys are a little bit slow today. And we have the largest video library, bar none. And we have a huge articles directory as well. So take a look at the video library and go there and watch us demonstrate the GPS trackers and the bug detectors, the nanny cameras, digital voice recorders, audio bugs, all sorts of neat spy gadgets. We have law enforcement grade spy gadgets, and like I mentioned, all of them are covered by our lifetime guarantee and warranty. Now, as far as the articles directory is concerned, we try to come up with all sorts of neat articles for you guys to read. We're covering everything from you name it, cybersecurity to holistic and Ayurvedic medicines and homeopathic cures, if you will, or treatments, or whatever you want to call it. Thanks. And the people who are electronically harassed and the people who are suffering from electronic harassment and prevention. If you want to read about, if you want to read about electronic harassment and prevention because you're being harassed, in addition to your target individuals, go there and read a lot of information about those subjects as well. In addition to those of you who are targeted individuals. And the anti-terrorist products is something we want to emphasize as well. If you're responsible for procurement for your government, law enforcement, military agencies, contact us immediately regarding getting explosive detectors, getting X-ray baggage scanners, and in addition to getting narcotics detectors. We want to help keep the world safe, and there's nothing worse than having a catastrophic event that could have been prevented. Okay, so with our explosive detectors, they're portable. Make sure you do a sweep of the facilities, whether it's an embassy, post office, customs, borders, and control people are using the narcotics detectors. Post offices are using the X-ray baggage scanners. Airports, again, are using the X-ray baggage scanners. Post office are using X-ray baggage scanners. There's a lot of applications that you want to look at, to help prevent terrorism. So contact us immediately regarding those things, and 888-344-3742, that's 888-344-3742. Now, this particular session has to do with Bitcoin. A lot of you know that we're big proponents or fans of Bitcoin, and it's a digital currency. It seems to be making a big splash, at least on Wall Street. A lot of major investors, everyone from Fidelity to Bill Gates is chiming in on it. Even Bernanke, former Federal Reserve Chairman, and the Edmund C. Moy was a former director of the U.S. Mint. He now has a retirement. I think it's a IRA account. It's a retirement account that you can actually utilize it to invest in Bitcoin. So you can put your retirement money into Bitcoin. Edmund C. Moy is a former director of the Mint. And he retired, and now he's promoting this for his business. I think it's in Sherman Oaks, California. Just Google director of the Mint, Bitcoin IRA or something. His name is Edmund C. Moy, M-O-Y, and you can read about his new investment or his new retirement vehicle where you can put Bitcoin in the retirement vehicle for the first time. So that's a major endorsement, as if we need more endorsements. I mean, Bitcoin is now making strides in every single direction. Now, this particular podcast has to do with the Winklevoss brothers. For those of you who forgot, you probably remember the movie about Facebook, and the Winklevoss brothers were in that movie portrayed as being cheated out of. I think they're claiming responsibility for creating Facebook, and they're saying that Mark Zuckerberg took their idea and got famous and got very wealthy, but the Winklevoss brothers are saying that was originally their idea, and I don't think they ever got over the idea that they let that get away from them, and they've been making strides ever since to find the next big thing to get them back on the map. Okay, those guys actually what they're doing now is they created an ETF, electronically traded fund, that allows professional and major investors to invest in Bitcoin. So now, I don't think it's not officially approved. It should be approved in March, I think, hopefully. So we're going to cross our fingers and see what happens. Now, there's good and bad news. The good news is, if they do it right, Bitcoin is going to see hundreds of millions of dollars that are going to be able to be invested in Bitcoin legally, finally. The bad news is if they don't handle it properly, and if people somehow don't protect the Bitcoin, the money of the customers, and it somehow gets stolen or whatever, compromised, which I'm pretty sure they're going to take every precaution to make sure that doesn't happen. If the Bitcoin gets compromised, and that's going to be a big black eye for Bitcoin. Okay, so this is a high-profile venture, and hopefully those guys, the Winklevoss brothers, will set this thing up properly, manage it professionally, and make sure that they do their best to give people a world-class investment vehicle, particularly for those wealthy people and those people who want to diversify their existing portfolios with this Bitcoin ETF. So anyway, we're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully in March sometime, the SEC will approve of the ETF, the Winklevoss brothers ETF, and you could probably Google it, Winklevoss brothers ETF, and you'll probably see information on it. So we'll see what happens. If it goes off right, we can have a lot more people, professional investors, hopefully, who are committed for the long term, and they'll be putting money into Bitcoin, and so that'll lend a little, more credibility, as if Bitcoin needs more credibility because it's survived every single onslaught for the last 8 or 9 years. Everybody and their brother-in-law has been predicting Bitcoin's early demise, but guess what? It's still here, still resilient, still making strides, and it seems like it's going to be a viable alternative, as it is in developing countries where there's currency crisis, like in Venezuela, I think in Argentina. Cyprus was a major issue. Mexico contributed significantly. People in China are contributing significantly. Wherever you have massive devaluations in currency or crisis where people just lose confidence, even in Greece, people lose confidence in those established fiat currencies, and guess what? They go to Bitcoin because right now it's a very viable alternative, and hopefully those people will remember, even after those crises are over, they'll remember and hopefully keep some of their funds in Bitcoin even after the crisis subside. So anyway, we just want to make this podcast and get the word out that the Winklevoss brothers ETF hopefully will be approved in March, and we may see further price appreciation as a result of it. Not that I'm just in it for the price appreciation or the money, but it would be interesting to see what happens. Right now, we're actually, even right now, we're at a high point. Bitcoin is actually at $1,080. And I think that's a record, a 2 or 3 year record. It hasn't been that high since it made a record, I think 3 years ago, when it went up to 1,200, 11 or 1,200. So now it's getting up close to that high, and maybe we'll be able to establish a new floor once it breaks that record. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So get educated on Bitcoin and the blockchain, find out what it's all about, and put a small amount, hopefully no more than 5 or 10% of your portfolio into it. Hold it for the long term. Don't worry about the volatility. Don't worry about the naysayers. Just make sure you learn while you put something in it, and then when you get some Bitcoin, check it out, experiment with it, send some friends, relatives, associates, fractions of a Bitcoin, so you can see how it works, so you can see why all of these various countries outside the United States are flocking to this new digital currency and getting away from the fiat currencies as far as possible. Okay, so anyway, you guys, as we like to say at the conclusion of every podcast, share this with a friend, relative, enemy, associate. We don't really care who you share it with. Share it with someone, and let's see if we can make the world a more equitable and safe place. Okay, you guys have a great day. Thank you. Take care. Bye.